Howdy there, folks, and welcome to another episode of the P.A.T. I am your host, Pat Gunther. We've got an exciting show filled with things that aren't the Super Bowl this week, like Lance Armstrong hitting parked cars and ITT Tech's powerhouse signing day class. So strap on those cleats, take a few practice kicks, because the P.A.T. starts right meow.
Flynn will hold, and it's a fake. They give it to David, and he heads for the corner. Touchdown, LSU! LSU remains undefeated.
All right, guys, let's get into it here with First Down. Now, with the Super Bowl coming and going, plenty of sports nuts are pining for something else to talk about, anything else to talk about. Look no further than the rumored Pacquiao-Mayweather fight that's supposed to be totally happening. Now, at this point in time, the bout between boxing's two biggest stars is more like fisticuffs on the playground than the biggest title fight in 20 years. It's more like a publicity stunt than an actual event. But who doesn't want to see these two jawing at one another at center court in Miami while Birdman giggles like a schoolgirl courtside? It's more like that first fight you get into in the 5th grade than a boxing match for the ages. Pacquiao and Mayweather have done a ton of shoving while everyone sort of huddles around them in a circle before Principal Don King comes running in trying to wet his whistle on the action. Inevitably, someone's going to get hit in the mouth, and then both contestants will start crying while thinking of ways to explain the fight to their moms. Though a tentative deadline for January 31st has already been pushed back regarding a decision, I wouldn't count on seeing these two on HBO anytime soon. Now, here on Second Down, we have an absolutely shocking story that media darling Lance Armstrong has lied to people. I can't believe it. According to police reports, Armstrong and his girlfriend were leaving an art gallery in Aspen, Colorado on December 28th when the one-testicle, two-wheel wizard hit two parked cars and fled the scene. As if that wasn't enough, in classic Lance fashion, he decided to throw his wife/girlfriend Anna under the bus by telling officials that she was the one driving. Now, clearly, the extra 2 wheels on the Yukon threw old boy for a loop as he smashed into nearly 4 tons of stationary steel machinery. Though Armstrong eventually fessed up, a comment by Deadspin user Dingo Den summed up this situation pretty perfectly. Doctor, bad news, Mr. Armstrong. Your cancer has metastasized. Lance, oh God, where's it spread? Doctor, family, friends, acquaintances, anyone you've ever come into contact with. Lance, sigh of relief. Though he won't be blood doping his way through the hills of France ever again, it's good to see that Lance still doesn't care about anyone but himself. Now, moving on to Third Down here, LSU football has been making some waves on the recruiting trail this year, capping off their 2015 class ranked number 5 nationally according to 247sports.com. With such an impactful class coming in, it's easy to talk about any player that the Tigers have acquired. But 4-star defensive end Arden Key has set himself apart with his unique selection method. Now, according to reports, Key was down between South Carolina and LSU in the final 48 hours leading up to signing day, and allegedly picked the 2 names out of a hat 5 times, with LSU coming out on top the most. You can't make this stuff up. Now, us Tiger faithful are happy to have you here, but you're not choosing a date to present some garbage PowerPoint slideshow in an introductory biology class. This is the next 3 or 4 years of your life. Now, I'm not knocking the kid's decision. I love it here in Tiger Town, but I feel that really any other selection method could have been better, like, let's say, basing your decision off of some Lebanese porn star fumbling over her words in a 3-minute video blog. But regardless, Arden Key, Tiger Nation is happy to have you. I mean, that is until 30,000 students start drunkenly screaming curse words at you while simultaneously making the entire stadium smell like cheap bourbon. But I don't know, maybe that's your thing. Maybe you're into that. Now, with more news from the recruiting trail, Plano, Texas native Soso Jamabo has arguably the greatest recruiting troll of all time.
Where are you going to school next year? On signing day, I'll be committing either between two schools, the University of Phoenix as well as ITT Tech.
You don't have the hats with you? You couldn't show me the hats?
I don't have them today, but I'll have them on February 4th, so tune in for that.
Now, there's nothing better than a bunch of middle-aged, bearded white dudes in New Balance sneakers eagerly listening to this 18-year-old kid's announcement, pen to paper, only to hear that he's torn between two online schools whose most athletic alumni is a lifeguard at a YMCA in Duluth, Minnesota. Unfortunately for the out-of-shape high school football reporters, So-So isn't planning on managing an H&R Block, in which case both ITT Tech and University of Phoenix would be absolute no-brainers. So-So, hats off to you for having some fun with the whole thing, even if we won't see you promoting either school while wearing a dirty blue polo in some network cable commercial 6 years from now. Now, while all of that was happening in the world of college football and lying cyclists, here in the Red Stick, the football team has remained busy despite the fact that, well, they're not playing any football games. So in the spirit of testing my own knowledge about LSU's storied recruiting history, I've decided to bring in Tiger TV's sports schwami, Mitch Rabelais, onto the set for a little sports trivia showdown. Well, Mitch, thanks for coming on the show today, bud. How's it going?
Oh, it's great to be here. You know, Tiger basketball disappointed me a little bit last night, but hopefully softball and gymnastics can pick things back up over the weekend.
And you know what? I think they will. But Mitchell, in an attempt to get pumped for LSU's foosball squad of 2015-2016, let's get into it with a little trivia, shall we?
Sure.
Hit me with your best shot, Mitch.
All right, I'm going to start you off with something easy.
Okay.
Now, name the running back from Patterson, Louisiana, who was the top recruit for the Tigers in 1981. He holds most of the LSU rushing record and went on to have a great pro career with my team, the New Orleans Saints.
Is it Dalton Hilliard?
Correct. Right on the money.
All right, 1 for 1, baby. Let's keep going.
I'm impressed you got that one. Okay, now name the quarterback that in 2004, he's from Shreveport, Louisiana, and he was considered a lock for LSU, but spurned the Tigers to go out west to USC.
It's not Jimmy Clausen.
No.
He's not from Louisiana, and he didn't go to USC.
No, he went to Notre Dame.
Is it John David Booty?
Yes. Now, can you name his bonus points? Can you name his brother?
Oh, Mitch, you're going to stump me with this one. Isn't it like Paul or something?
No, his brother was Josh Booty, who was the quarterback for the Tigers from 1997 until 2000 when he was benched by Nick Saban. Name gives me chills. In favor of Rohan Davey in the Peach Bowl.
There you go, a little free history lesson for you, folks. Let's keep this train rolling, Mitch.
True or false? In 1994, LSU did not extend a scholarship offer to the top player in Louisiana, who just happened to be Peyton Manning.
I'm going to say that is false. The Papa John's owner is a stud. You had to have given him a scholarship.
Absolutely. LSU did not extend an offer to Peyton Manning in 1994 because
What?
they believed he was so much of a lock for Ole Miss that he wasn't going to go anywhere else. So it was considered a waste of their time to attempt to recruit him.
Okay, there you go. I'm not doing so hot now, but all right.
True or false? Current LSU defensive line coach Ed Ogeron was originally a scholarship player here at LSU.
I'm going to say true. I'm going to say Coach O was a scholarship player here.
Correct. Coach O did play here for a while. He was feeling a little homesick, so he went home, actually worked on a road crew for a while, and then finally finished up his career at Northwestern State in Natchitoches.
Okay.
Now, name the #1 recruit in the country in 1995, and when Jerry DiNardo was hired on his first day, he drove to his house in Karen Crow, Louisiana to recruit him. He holds most of the Tiger rushing records that aren't held by Dalton Hilliard.
Is it Kevin Falk?
You're correct.
Okay, cool.
Right
Got
on
it.
the money. All right, so Pat, I say your knowledge is adequate enough, so I'm going to just say you're the new king of the trivia. So Johnny Lombardi, I'm coming for you next.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, guys. The new king of LSU football trivia. Well, folks, thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of Tiger TV's sexiest web show. Be sure to help inflate my ego by liking the P.A.T's Facebook page and catch some of the great TTV work on lsurevly.com/TigerTV. Mitch has a lot of stuff on there. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter to see what rap lyrics I'm singing in my head all week, @Pat Gunther. See you next week, party people.